Hey, fragrance friends and lovers, how's it going today? How's the fragrance world? How's the fragrance life? I have to be really honest with y'all. I thought about not doing this live 2 or 3 times today because I'm very tired. I've been exhausted and I've been really pushing myself to work hard, especially the last 3 days or so. So I'm coming to y'all pretty tired, but still wanting some friendship and to share and express how I feel and what I think and my fragrance journey, my fragrance experience. And we're all on our own individual fragrance journeys. That's for sure. That's true. And I guess I'll do a quick overview about why I'm leaving YouTube real quick, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes a little bit about the fragrance community, and then we'll talk, just chat it up about new fragrance releases and things. Hey, Judd the Stud, trying to get my energy up, trying to get all hyped up, but I'm tired, man. A lot of y'all are, again, I work myself hard, and a lot of people my age, I'm not even 30 yet, and are out there Halloween night partying and drinking it up. I want to go to bed right now, and it's like 6 o'clock because I've been working all day, and it's not terribly cold. You people in Canada and Russia would probably laugh at me, but to me, it's pretty cold for to what I'm used to outside. So Judd, this says, "My man, let's do it." Yes, we are definitely moving to more platforms, better, a new future, a brighter future, and YouTube is still the biggest dog in town. So I don't know if I want to upload things here and there on this platform, but I'm not going to do my lives like this anymore. And that's one reason you saw this title that might be a little bit shocking or to some of y'all. Some of y'all don't seem to think that I'm serious about this, but guys and ladies and gents, everybody, yeah, I'm serious. Again, a lot of the bigger fragrance reviewers who are on cloud nine probably again making I don't know how much money, thousands every month from ad revenue, not to mention everything free and everything else that they get. They probably don't care about the morals of this, and they're probably thinking that they're doing their part, and they feel satisfied no matter what YouTube does. But um, recently, I'm not even getting to the politics, but it's not even politics. It's much more than that. YouTube has been shutting down channels and censoring all kinds of different things, and outside of even Fragcom, I really don't even find anything that I want to watch on YouTube anymore. There's a few things I watch here and there, a few people I trust and their commentary and their thoughts, and a few funny things here and there. But in general, I don't get on YouTube for entertainment. I like information. I like thoughts. I like people. Sometimes entertainment. Sometimes things can be witty and funny. But the things back in the day of like people making fun of popular music, that was largely kind of shut down. And a lot of the things that I'm just interested in, outdoors and hunting and knives, is still surviving a little bit. But a lot of the knife people in the knife community are also being demonetized and all that. So, anyways, let me catch up with the comments, and then we'll get into some of my other thoughts. Gamiel says, "Hey, bud, what you doing? How you doing?" I'm doing pretty good. Not doing anything too wild for Halloween. Hope that y'all are staying safe and having fun out there. But I'm tired, and I don't even know if I'll watch anything spooky. I usually don't go for anything too spooky. I know Twitch is also really messed up, but it's kind of nice to feel like you have a little bit of a sense of a community. So maybe I'll get on Twitch and watch somebody play a scary video game, but I don't even know if I'll watch a scary movie. Johan of Riviera, good to see you, my friend. Sad to see you go. I'll still be around, and I'll still be making fragrance content. So I have a lot of feelings. I'm about to talk about my connection to fragrance, but I've already talked about YouTube, and I guess I'll mention a little bit about YouTube again. I'm out on my one wheel. Well, Judd this done. Keep your balance, man. Up in Michigan. But I know it gets cold over there. I know it gets really cold. I don't know where it's the coldest in the USA. I used to live up in Nevada, a little bit in the they call it the high desert, And at one part of the year, it was for I don't know a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. It was the coldest place in the United States, and it was sometimes got like -10, or it got into the negatives, and it was colder than Alaska. So I don't know how that fares up to Michigan, but you're no joke in Michigan. It's cold. Solomon says, "What up, Ben? Solomon's Vineyard. Good to see you. How you doing over there?" So again, YouTube is not a place that um, this sounds petty to a lot of people, and I see people logging off. But YouTube is not a place that actually supports what people watch. And people might say, of course it does. People are watching and you see the views. Yeah, the views are there, but YouTube promotes and essentially creates and gives certain people success. Yes, certain things are desirable. I'm not probably the most likable person to everybody out there, and fragrances and YouTube, but YouTube essentially decides the winners, and they actively and openly even suppress certain types of content. I've mentioned them before. Action movie videos, which almost nobody seems to even remember anymore, is one of the things that built YouTube. It's where you make cut scenes from movies or video games or other things and make a montage essentially, and you put it to music. And sometimes you can put in lyrics, and it can be have a theme like an emotion, or you're kind of playing an homage to your favorite character, Spider-Man, Batman, whatever. There was all kinds of AMVs of all sorts. YouTube has kept that down because I guess advertisers don't like that. Also, everything from understanding medicine, all of that has been shut down. That was a big thing that built up YouTube. Um, I'm not the biggest person into astrology, but they've been keeping that down, and anime and kind of video game stuff in general, depending on who you are. They've kind of been keeping down video games to a degree as well, which is really, really, it's one of the things that built YouTube. And those are some of the things I kind of care about. Anyways, let's talk about my relation to fragrance here real quick. We'll get into that here in a second. Great to see you. Good to see you, Solomon's Vineyard. Everybody being here. Good to see you, my friends. Judd the Stud says it's the same game as everything. Yeah, it's money. Well, exactly. YouTube is playing to what its advertising is. And again, I'm not even getting into the news to the politics of it, but news is another thing. These big news agencies came in and essentially paid YouTube to get the spotlight. And there are times where you can have an article or a video or whatever on YouTube that has like 20,000 views from the big. People aren't even watching the big take, the big video from Fox or whoever it is. I don't even care. CNN, MSNBC, and you can find somebody talking about the same topic, and they're 3, 4, 5 videos down, and they have 10 times, 20 times as much views, and they're not the top recommended video. YouTube actively promotes certain things that gives them the right ad revenue and the right public image. YouTube cares much more about having the right public image to the right people than actually helping people see the content and enjoy the content that they want. And they've actively complained about certain things that they think that makes them look bad because of how many people want to like learn about, again, I'm not the biggest into crystals or anything, but like stuff like that, like, little crystals and stuff. And, there's people who like that and want to learn about that stuff, but YouTube's like, no, we don't want this, that the advertisers, I guess, don't want to put their product, Coca-Cola. It's an interesting thing for sure. Anyways, yes, it's definitely a lot about money. That's definitely a big part of it, maybe the biggest. Ronald says, "Evening, Scent of the Night is Terre d'Hermes Parfum. Hey, that's a nice one, underrated, and it's got that Flint note. It doesn't have the florals on the top. I don't feel like it has as much of the earthiness, but if you like a little bit more of a mellow, but yet has that rugged Flint kind of aspect, almost metallic, you might like it." Sorry about that. Judd the Stud says, "Who actually cares about specific hobbies when you can still take part of the community and it's just Johnny come lately types on the flock to others. I'm not very good with lingo, so I'm not sure what you mean by Johnny come lately. But I care a lot about different hobbies. I care about other people being suppressed, even if it doesn't directly affect me. And my channel has directly been influenced because I mentioned the Vox apocalypse, and we're also having kind of another not exactly an ad apocalypse, but we're having tons of censorship on this platform. And tons of control on what gets seen and what doesn't get seen and what's promoted. Again, really, I find almost nobody who's sharing good information on really almost of anything, and I have to really try on YouTube to find, something. And if I do find some, like I'll do this for example. Like I have Welsh and Irish blood, and I'd like to learn more about Celtic stuff. But for example, I went and tried to search about like Celtic culture and traditions and maybe even rituals. I don't do certain those things, but I'd be interested in seeing what the culture was like. And the videos that were promoted really had were people who the kind of people who co-opt that kind of stuff and make like strange little culty things out of it, and something political, which I won't get into. And it really had nothing to do with the history, and it's very difficult to even find anything like that unless you go deep into YouTube, and it's just a mess. But yeah, if it's just like one reason why a lot of people quit Twitch. I know what you're saying, Judd, but like with Amaranth, I don't know if y'all know about that, but I talked about the meta game, which has happened definitely in Fragcom, which I mentioned before. Again, I support the ladies, nothing against them, but some ladies only do top tens of men's fragrance releases and play up, to being attractive, and the guys wanting to be attractive to the ladies, and they take advantage of that, and then the algorithms want to take advantage of the algorithms and some of that stuff, and it's easy to market to because people want to buy consume what they're promoting. And anyways, with Amaranth on Twitch, she would, they've struck her down recently. They've taken a little bit of action against her, but she used to be promoted. She's like used to be the first thing you saw on Twitch for a long time, and she didn't even play video games. And Twitch was made to be a video game platform, and supporting communities. And if y'all know what she does, you know what she does. So anyways, let's not talk anymore about that. But I feel yes, Cedric, not my friend. I do understand what you're saying. Yeah, but what? So I'm getting too much into the details. I'm probably distracting you. Yeah, what I'm saying. Sorry, typing. Okay. I really enjoy your videos, bro. Good luck. I'm gonna announce and let y'all know in a video and in post where I'm going. I'll give y'all links, and I'll definitely give y'all time. I don't know if I'll even shut down the channel, but I morally and physically I just don't want to be a part of YouTube anymore. I did this as a passion project to start, and then I had hopes of not becoming the biggest YouTuber in the world, but maybe it leading to a career, not from YouTube itself, but getting a career in, if you've watched some of my older videos, if you've been here from the beginning, getting a career in the perfume industry. And then I still do want to become a perfumer. I don't know how I'm going to go about that or how I'm going to get involved. If I became a consultant to a big company, or I might not even make my own fragrances directly, but I still want to do that in my heart of hearts. So it's I'm still going to do my soap company, that's for sure. I still really really care about that. Anyways, with fragrance, again, let's talk about my relation to fragrance. I still care about fragrance. I still want to smell everything. I just did another big order on Fragrance by CA. I still think there's sales going on. I'm not a promotion person. I'm not paid, and I'm not going to get into all that too much. But I am a bit annoyed that I work hard on Instagram and other places to earn your trust and subscriptions. And if I mention a sale, I remember I didn't get paid. I've never talked to, and they probably didn't care who I was, but it was Monarch fragrances, and they had some every once a year or twice a year, something like that. They'll have a 50% off sale. And I think I mentioned one of those or something, and I like got some downvotes and some unsubs, and they did had they had no idea who I was. Matriarch. Sorry, I think I might have said Monarch. Matriarch Perfumery. They don't know who I was then, and they probably don't know who I am now. And with Fragrance by CA, I mentioned their sale, and it's a big sale. It's their biggest sale of the year, and I lost, the little bit of growth I'd made. And honestly, I've really stayed stagnant, and because of I've gained a few and lost a few on Instagram the last like 2 weeks. And I know this sounds really petty, and it's a really small number. It's like 20 people, but I care about building a community and people, and it does kind of bother me. It does, and maybe it should bother me. But there's still, I understand influencing. If you're just being an influencer, that's annoying. But there's a difference between being an influencer and being sponsored. And I've never been paid, but if somebody sent me fragrances and I still could critique them, it's still something that a lot of people in the fragrance community are very opposed to. And I talked to somebody on Instagram as well, and I think he might have gotten paid for a few things, but doesn't get much. And he talked about how difficult it is, to try to be successful in regards to this industry, and companies are very reluctant to deal with you at all. It's very interesting because again, if you look at the makeup, or at any other industry, there's sponsors, there's advertisements, and people get excited. If you talk about Gamer Fuel, the energy drink, you talk about, something was sent to you, people in other hobbies or industries get excited that, you're having some success. And even if you got paid, they're happy for you. And this community is, I understand, and I don't like influencers. Again, people who are just promoting, or even if they just give you general information about a fragrance or something, just to be a spokesperson, to be another I don't know, funnel or arm of the octopus, or however you want to say it, another way for you to get advertised to. I don't think that's worthwhile, but I guess that does serve a purpose in some way. But I don't like that. It's like being a billboard or something. It's kind of generic. But this industry is kind of funny in that way. And I wish I had $1 million to keep up this fragrance thing. I want to share all the fragrances with you. I want to share thousands of fragrances. And it would be fun to be able to keep up with it. But I really should be trying with my hard-earned money, which I've already spent thousands, and foolishly tried to make this happen. I've really, I've told myself a couple times to stop, but I've really gotten to the point where I'm really telling myself to stop. If I can't get support from a company who's just sending something that costs them $20 to make, again, some of these fragrances that even cost $100 or even $200 sometimes only cost these companies 20, 30, maybe $40 to make. If I can't get that, then why am I spending hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars? And I've had people tell me that, Ben, you don't spend that much. But go back, look at my videos, 800 videos. And I also have fragrances I've reviewed and talked about on Instagram that I've never talked about here on YouTube. So most of my content is individual fragrance reviews. And I don't know how much it could be. It could be as much as 50,000. As much as in total, and I could have done a lot of with that, and I feel foolish. I feel very foolish for not trying to build myself up and trying to save to a company to build some kind of small company. And I've been fooled and done other things in my life before, and today was a bad day, had some bad stuff happen. So this has really just come together to for me to, tell you this is how I feel about fragrance. I love fragrance. I still want to explore fragrance. But I do feel as if you're going to be a fragrance reviewer or a critic, there's no shame in getting something for free, and you can be completely honest. And we've had this time old argument with some people over and over and over. But that, even if I'm very honest, I thought I could change the Fragcom. Again, I mentioned this before. I thought I could change Fragcom to, I don't know, how should I put this? See that you could get something for free and, still, not be, still put your real critique out there. I've been very critical of fragrances that I've gotten for free. I've been critical of companies that I've gotten things for free. I've been critical of my favorite companies. And I recorded a review 2 days ago, and not everybody's going to watch the video to the end, but it's a review of Myths Man by Amouage. And I'm kind of done with the House of Amouage. I do still want to try their fragrance called Boundless, but I really don't care for Amouage's new creative direction. They've been reformulating their fragrances, and before they reformed their fragrances, they weakened, the pre-magnetic cap. They weakened their fragrances, and this man, I'm pretty darn sure, has been slightly reformed. It can last like 24 hours on you, but I'd rather have the quality. I'd rather have the extra quality that's more expensive to produce than the extra performance, that's cheaper to make. That's just my personal opinion. And yeah, I got a lot of things to say. I still haven't reviewed on Crane Noir this Crystal Edition, which is $750. And I guess I'm a little bit of I can't even think of the right word. There's a word for it. Not dark horse. I don't know. Not gray man. I'm like the kind of like the loner person who's kind of taking shots at people and things and trying to improve things for everybody. And I'm going to do one right here, another one here. For example, I saw this today. I didn't plan this, but I saw it today, and I had kind of this idea of what I would share with you today. Sorry, I'll get to your comments. I know I'm a bit ranting, and I'm all in. I want to get my train of thought and express it to you. But recently, I again, no shots at Max. I don't know how involved he is at Max Aroma, but there's a brand called Orientica. It's a new house. All of their fragrances are essentially clones with a twist, which some people might enjoy what they've done to the fragrances. Being a clone with a twist, and they're fairly decent quality for what you get, with really pretty presentations, actually really good presentations for what you're get for the cost. But on Max Aroma, they're charging like 200 odd dollars or more, and you can buy them directly from Orientica, and their MSRP on their fragrances is $70. So that's that. I mean, I know that some people say they get good prices at Max Aroma, and I'm not trying to hurt them, but that's a pretty bad thing. And I haven't seen too many websites or fragrance companies do anything like that in a while. And that was just something that was bleeding. That was bad. I doubt many of y'all know about Orientica. I doubt many of y'all would have paid for that anyways. But if I helped somebody not get ripped off, I helped at least one person. And I don't know if that was intentional, an accident, and I don't know who's accountable at Max Aroma. But that's bad business. That's bad. And that's the kind of stuff that I want to bring to where I want to help people understand, fragrances, the notes, the ingredients, but also value. And I don't know. I don't know what else I can do better on this platform. And I can keep trying my best. And again, it's not all about the views. And I saw somebody comment when I was at Solomon's Vineyard, and I forget who it was. If you're here, please forgive me. They said, like, you shouldn't care about the views. And it's not about the views exactly, why I'm leaving. It's about, again, the censorship and the control that YouTube has, that you can't essentially, reach people. Imagine all the people I could have reached, and all these people could have gotten the content that they wanted, and the service that YouTube could have been, and should be. But instead, I go on YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, look at these new upcoming content creators." And I go and I look. If you've ever done that, they have this new tab that comes out, or they push every once in a while. And I saw it pop up yesterday, so I decided to look at it. And there was like I forget, there was like 5, 6, 7 creators on there, and all their content was basic, mindless, like entertainment. Kind of jump, like, I forget, one was like skydiving. It's just worthless content that really doesn't educate you. It's not funny. I think there was one where it was like crafting it, where they were putting something together, which I guess is kind of relaxing to some people. But everything else was, you could use the word vapid. People use that word. It's just something that you'll see for entertainment and forget, and it doesn't really serve you, do anything for you, help you live a better life, help you become healthier, help you become more intelligent, make better decisions in some way or another, find a good product, and that that's Anyways, I kind of said all I want to regarding that, but and I still kind of want to do Twitch, especially since they kind of went after Amaranth, but it's still a bit of a mess of a platform. But maybe if I get good internet, I can have fun playing video games over there. But anyways, let me catch up with the comments. Um, and then I'll tell. We'll talk about fragrances. Well, at the end of the video, or this live, we'll talk about the new releases. But this is my last live on YouTube, and I want to, you know, express everything, at least. And I don't have in front of me. I don't have a cue card. I don't have a teleprompter. I don't have a guide to tell me what to think and say. This is just, off the chest. As they say. So I feel your bro, says Cedric. No, I read that. I stopped watching Twitch after Amazon bought them. I can't stand Theeds. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of these things are being bought up, and it's not authentic. They know what gets them views, and what pushes certain audiences to become purchasers. And we're getting into a world with AI. I'm sure y'all already know this. AI, artificial intelligence, and extremely complex and intelligent algorithms. Even if you are the best at something, if you're attracting an audience with a certain mentality that's less likely to purchase something, or and advertise, it's not as advertiser friendly. You might not grow as fast as somebody who's more gives it could be somebody else who could be less entertaining, less intelligent. The quality of their videos could be less, and that stuff is happening all the time. And that's why you almost have to go to other platforms if you want to watch anything anymore. And again, I'm gonna sound like a crazy person, but you kind of have to start doing things yourself and start looking for alternatives, because almost everything is becoming fake, um, in this crazy way. So sorry, typing while writing, not what I meant. No problem, Judd the Stud. It's cool. It's all good. Alpha Nose K says, I really enjoy your videos. Good luck. Yes, I'll definitely give y'all links and tell y'all where I'm going. I still have to set that up. I haven't done that yet, but I'll let y'all know in a video, or multiple videos, and a post. So I'm not just going to disappear and delete my YouTube channel or anything like that on you guys. Let's see, the thoughts. Yes, I'm still going to make soap. I'm still going to try to do that. And that's probably not a smart move to move over to another platform when you want to, you build up an audience and you want people to possibly be interested. uh yeah, I guess I don't play things by the book. Bro says, good to see you, my friend. What's up, Centaur? Are you leaving? I hope not. I'm leaving YouTube. I'm still going to be fragrance reviewing. I don't know how long I'm going to be fragrance reviewing for. Stacks review, Stacks in the building, and again, we already talked about YouTube controlling everything, and authentic or real viewership. What you see might not be real. YouTube again has made very little effort to try to get rid of bots and paid views, and we know that. I don't want to get too much into it, but Jeremy Fragrance has done a ton of it, and I've never seen them like hit Jeremy Fragrance or maybe some of these people who maybe have done it in the past. I've never seen YouTube take away subscribers or take away views. So that's another a small thing, but. What the thing I really wanted to say, because Stacks came in here and I was thinking about sharing it, was he commented. He's a small YouTuber, honest, cool guy. I have no idea if he's being censored because and I have no idea what political or any other type of affiliations he has. I probably don't care, but he didn't use any curse words, anything that came. It didn't say anything, any words that could have been possibly problematic or anything like that. And I saw his comment pop up for a second and it disappeared. It wasn't deleted, it was held for review. And then I had to go and find it. But most YouTubers don't go through the effort to go to look at their missed comments or comments they haven't commented to and held reviews. And I wanted to see what happened to that comment. And, there's Danielson. Again, I've told y'all that I don't get political, and I'm not. And some people don't like him for certain reasons. We won't get into it. But Danielson made a comment, and I checked to see if it was going to be held for review. YouTube instantly deleted his comment on my channel, and it had nothing. It was a very generic comment with very usual or common words. Nothing that could have been dangerous or strange or dangerous or bad, and no words that could have been. You couldn't even take them out of context if you wanted to. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You can't. My comments have been deleted. Even if I don't curse or say anything, bad, even if I make commentary, if I say something that's actually supported by facts, or it could be all kinds of different things. I've had all kinds of comments instantly removed. Things have been hidden. And, in the past, I sometimes in comment sections, I would get 100 likes on a comment or 1,000. There was one time Facebook shut down. Facebook is a whole nother story. I also shut down my Facebook account. I don't have any other accounts. I don't have a personal account. I deleted my personal Facebook account a long time ago. So I'm completely off Facebook. I'm almost becoming a rebel without a cause. Maybe I do have a cause. Anyways, and I had a comment criticizing the NFL and because of some of their practices before what you might assume these days had nothing to do with the kneeling or anything. That I won't even get into that or anything like that. What I'm talking about is before, and I don't even remember what it was. It was something to do. I can't even remember anymore. Anyways, it had like 10,000 likes and it was growing extremely fast. The rate it was growing with how popular this page was, my comment had the potential possibly to reach 100,000 likes. And they shut down that comment thread. And I think they might have shut down the group because I couldn't even find the group after that. And that the NFL said, shut them. Somebody at the NFL somewhere said, shut them down because we don't want this. You can't get popular. You can't get away. And you can't criticize the mouse either. And if you know what I mean by that, that's Disney. You dare to criticize the mouse? Yeah. And there's some people that I like who heavily criticize Disney. And their videos sometimes have 250,000 more views, and I can look up their topic or directly what the title of their video was. Directly search the title of their video, and their video sometimes is 5, 6, 7, or is it on the next page? And the things that are suggested are not more popular than their video. Sometimes they only have 10, 20, 30, 50,000, and this person has the video, and I searched for their title. It has like 250,000 views or more. And that's how suppressed you are. It's not a little bit of suppression. They don't push you one video down or two video down, which can make a big difference in what people just click on, or what's, or if you're not even clicking, what's suggested as your next video, and you have autoplay on the next video. What's recommended by YouTube is what you're going to see if you don't tell it to stop and you have autoplay on. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is if you get moved to the second page, you're essentially like being ghosted. And even if you aren't completely being ghosted, because most people, it's very few people ever go to the second page on whatever they search for. Like it's like 10 or 20%. I don't even know. It might be less, something like that. It's like 20% or less. You're going to be missed. Yeah, I'm probably sure. I probably will be missed on YouTube. I just feel like it's a mess. I've tried to build up YouTube as much as I can, be a positive influence. All the people that I cared about, Dre Doc, um, trying to remember some of their names. I can picture their faces. Dre Doc, Robes08, are kind of off of this platform. I don't know if they're just taking breaks or if they're completely gone. And there's so many more. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but a lot of them that I got into Fragcom watching before I started being a YouTuber are gone, and the ones that I've made friends with are gone. And I know that not everybody's going to be your best friend, and people come and go, but I've tried to be friends. I've tried to do all this, and I've done my. I felt like I've done my part, and I've tried this experiment on YouTube, but there's not much else I feel like I can do on this platform. There's not much else I can do for on YouTube. It's and again, I do appreciate all of you people who watch my content, all the people who've ever cared, all the people who've ever given me a like or whatever, and the friendships we've made, and the real reviews, detailed reviews, and the good information, the things that we've talked and joked about. That means a lot. It's not. I'm not all about the views. And again, I knew that I'd never overcome somebody like Jeremy Fragrance, but at least I attempted to share my part of what I believe and what I thought. And YouTube has always been a terrible mess, but I've been hopeful. If I only have like 500 subs and Jeremy Fragrance makes a video criticizing my motto, "Wear what you love," and it directly attacking me essentially, and nobody else really caring about it in Fragcom, I probably, I was hopeful that I could change that, but I knew it was an upwards battle. But I don't have the power to, petition YouTube. YouTube's not going to listen, even if I got like 100,000, or even if I got like 1 million signatures. They're not going to change certain policies of what they promote, the public image that they care about, and what they're going to do moving forward. They care more about stability. And this sounds strange, but they do care about money, and they really do, but they don't really care about they don't want as much risk, because YouTube can be very volatile. Some news agency, fake or real, criticizing them and hurting the public image of YouTube, scaring off advertisers could, make YouTube significantly less profitable. And so they're trying to not only play it safe, but they want to be consistent, which plays into being safe, but they also care more about that consistency. So YouTube is really starting to become an echo chamber. I don't see new content creators come up that I feel like are creative anymore, or anything. It's let me know if you know of anybody you think is terribly creative or fun, or anything like that. Let me know. But or informational. I've seen some. There's and again, the thing is, I've subscribed to a lot of content creators and things that I've been very interested in, and the things that YouTube doesn't want you to see. It's like I never see them again. I never get them recommended to me. at all, no matter what I do. Even if I search those topics, they don't get recommended. But if I'm not even talking about fragrance. I have said not interested and unfollowed. I don't think you can block, but if I search, a certain topic in Fragcom, you can't get away from some of these people that I have no interest in watching. I'm not even talking about that. That's uh, anyways. Bro says, yes, sir. YouTube has their favorites. Oh, they certainly do. I Smell says the algorithm is created by Silicon Valley, polarized. I'm not trying to get into the politics, but it certainly seems that way. So basically, commentary. Yeah, it's not only about banned words. Again, I don't even get into politics, but I'll just openly say it. I'm not conservative, really. I have lots of opinions on multiple things. I've said opinions that people would think I'm crazy on the left, and I have opinions that people say I'm crazy on the right. And I have all kinds of different takes and opinions on, and as we should dive into certain issues, and issues are very complex. But even if you don't use those words, it seems like if you have maybe a certain way of speaking, or maybe they really dive into your search history, or maybe they're always listening and watching. They maybe they have a way of trying to kick out certain people. Um, LinkedIn, again, when I was trying to get a career, I felt like, I don't know if Facebook had anything to do with it, but LinkedIn seemed to have be involved with that, and I don't know, any of these businesses if they, but I did my very best. I did more to try to get hired out of college than anybody I know. I wrote cover letters to all kinds of companies that took 2 hours, each to write, that were custom. I've messaged hundreds of recruiters, which are people who are supposed to be willing to talk to you and possibly hire you. I talked to directors. I talked to all kinds of people within industries, and I learned a lot about all kinds of different companies and industries. But nobody was willing to, actually even consider me for the most part. I did get considered pretty deeply for a couple, like two positions, but one they didn't think I was qualified for. Another one, I won't get into it, but somebody stole the position from the same college. I let them know that, hey, this place might have an opening, and I was happy. And somehow they applied late, and we were supposed to be into the finals, and they applied and somehow weaseled their way into the position. I had very hurt feelings about that, and they weren't a good friend, but they were a classmate, a roommate, and not a roommate, but a classmate, and at least I considered them a friend. We had worked on some projects together. So that some things I'm sure we've all had experiences that can make us bitter, just like this YouTube experience. But it's just an opportunity to grow. So I'm trying to be helpful. I'm trying to put a good spin on this, and I am optimistic for the future for fragrance reviewing and just trying. I don't know how long I'll review fragrances on different platforms, and I don't know how long I'll continue doing this. If I could, I have lots of other hobbies I could put my efforts into, and I like fragrance. I'm very passionate about fragrance, but I don't know if I want to continue to smell and review fragrances for 10 years to come. Again, the only reason why people become specialists and put this much effort into becoming a fragrance critic and a nose, again, some people, as you can tell, are just doing top tens, and they really don't review. But they're getting free stuff and getting paid. The only way X people specialize in something is if it makes sense for their time, and not everybody has to get paid. But if you're going to spend this much time, if you've ever become a YouTuber, people don't understand how much time this takes. To make a video, it can take me 30 minutes to set up for a video. I hardly do any editing, or if any editing at all. But you have to find the right time. You have to think. You have to prepare the video. You have to test the fragrance. You have to buy the fragrance, which takes a lot of money. And then you have to upload it. Then you have to, put all the information on it, and then you're still playing a risky game with if YouTube likes you or not. So it's it could take me as much as 2 hours. It really time total, especially with testing fragrances. It probably takes me 2 hours or more, and that doesn't even include the time I spent to try to save my hard-earned money to try to get a fragrance. So that much investment, and then you get little to nothing in return. you know, it's one thing to do this casually for fun, and there's a lot of fragrance reviewers again who are very cool people, but they only pop up here and they only stick around for a year or two. If some of these people, you're only going to stick around and do this for like I have for 3 years or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years plus. If this is actually something it's an investment of your time, not everybody is maybe motivated so much by money, but you have to be getting something in return, even if it's just the friendship. And so what I'm saying is, because the money thing really wasn't my biggest focus, but it would be nice to be able to pay for the fragrances. That's not really the issue. What really is the issue is, YouTube essentially holding me back. And so hopefully y'all understand. I care about other people who are being held back, but I also care about myself being held back on this platform. And I said, it's kind of like an abusive relationship. It's an abusive relationship, is what YouTube is. You do all this and you try to figure out what they like, and they give you the silent treatment. And if you're not exactly what they like, and you don't play their game exactly the way they want it, you don't get anywhere. But they tell you your video did 5 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, and you tell yourself, I can do better next time. And once you do a couple good videos, you're like, oh, I can keep doing really good. And so it's this continuous cycle that YouTube almost tries to get you in, as a content creator. And I don't know how to explain it any other way than it's abusive. No, again, it's not about the views. I'm actually growing here, supposedly on my channel faster than I have in a long time. I used to be around supposedly every month gaining 50 or 60 subs. Supposedly, it seemed like less than that to me. But recently, I've been getting close to supposedly gaining 100 subs a month, which to some people might seem like a big deal. But again, I'm not. This isn't about having to get views or being bigger than somebody. But I certainly could. I've joked about that. I certainly could complain, because I've had dozens of people surpass me, and maybe their content is really bad. Maybe my content really is that bad. I don't think it's that bad, and I think it's very thoughtful and in depth and thought provoking and informative. And I've done my best to personally make, in my opinion, maybe the best that's out there, content wise, especially with Robes08 that's gone now. And I understand that there's people who do the short, quick top tens and give you a short, kind of, insight that's entertaining to designer fragrances. But if you're actually going to understand even designer, but especially once we're getting into niche or anything else, I don't know. I don't want to brag about myself, but maybe I should just openly say it. My content, one of the best, maybe the best, in that regard. And it's I don't it doesn't feel very nice, but maybe my content is again so niche. But it's not for everybody, I guess. But you have a decent amount of subs, yeah, but I could put my time, towards other things. I have lots of hobbies and interests. I've never tried to make a knife channel. I could see where that goes. I'm very into knives and things. I like reviewing all kinds of different things. I have lots of creative ideas. I'd like to make all kinds of different types of content. I'd like to make social commentary, and I have an ability to be a podcaster or radio show host. I feel like I could do that. I have a lot of ability to that I should be putting towards other things, and I just feel like it's almost I need to do something new. I need to do something different. I need to explore, um, and I want to make a lot of content about on regarding religions and explore and talk about those kinds of things because most people are highly uneducated about different religions. Like I've talked to some people and they don't know a single thing about Hindus or Shinto people. Hindus are in India. Shinto is from Japan, and there's all kinds of other religions and things. And yes, there have been bad religions and things, and I'm not trying to glorify or put down on religions. Yeah, there's been cults and all kinds of things, but there's a lot of cultures and a lot of things that are hidden or forgotten. And it would be nice that if somebody went on like a big discovery and started talking about these things that are almost forgotten. And some people might say there's no value in that, but I think that there's a lot of value in understanding the past and how people lived in the past and why they lived the way they did in the past. It's like there's a lot we could do. There's a lot we could learn. Not even talk about religion. If we like somebody did a study in depth about like all the eating habits and how long people lived and certain health effects, just by that research alone we could figure out what certain lifestyles and eating habits might affect people if people if that information was put together and actually available. So open a Patreon. I guess I could help. I opened a, what is that thing even called? I can't even remember. Subscribe Star, I think it is, which is a competitor. I haven't checked it in 6 months or a year or something, but somebody donated $10 one time. You can only get a cash out I think if you get paid 25 or $50 or something. And I kind of feel bad that somebody wanted to donate $10 to me, and that I might never get that money. But it's, again, this isn't about money. But but again, that is another that I'm not asking or complaining about getting money, but that's not uncommon. I'm on Twitch and people get subs and get paid directly for playing video games. People buy a Twitch person's video games for them. People get funds and do GoFundMe's, and people get their computers bought for them. And I'm not trying to be selfish and say I deserve those things or that I should get those kinds of things. I'm just saying that, I don't even know if I want to do that with a Patreon, but that's the kind of thing that not a lot of people seem to be open or willing to do regarding, fragrance reviewing. But there's, in any other industry or, hobby, uh, this stuff is fairly common. If you were to review something, you have your pick, and especially if you're trusted or liked or have a good personality and all that good stuff. It's fragrance wise, I did this with not and spent everything into it. Is play the game. I don't want to play the game for it to get. That's the thing. I want to, I guess I don't know. I guess I'll be like the samurai, and maybe I'm putting myself in a world or life of poverty. But I can't make top 10 videos every video. I can't get a co-host, attractive lady co-host, and get her to wear something a little bit low cut, and start making videos that are just talking about sexy fragrances. I can't. I don't want to do that. That's it goes against what I want to do and what my channel's really been all about. Just helping people smell good, find the best values, and have feeling individual and feeling finding fragrances that not it's the word experience is not the word express who you are, express what you are, and to the world, through the art of fragrance. That's all I ever wanted my channel to be, and I'm not going to sacrifice that for some kind of algorithm or some kind of ridiculous game. So there he is. What's up? Yeah, good to see everybody popping in. And if I haven't greeted you, I'm sorry. I've been a little bit ranting. Good to see you, Time to Musk Up. Good to see you, Just Stud, Marcos, Fritz, everybody popping in. Vanilla Ood, Solomon's Vineyard, um, Knives and Things. Good name for an alternative channel. That's a good one, that's for sure. Michelle has left the chat. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm sorry, Vanilla Ood. I'm not sure what you meant. The sky's. Oh, I think I know what you might be joking about now. The sky's the limit, but I don't want to leave you to leave. Uh, well, the sky is not the limit on YouTube. You either play their game. There's lots of channels. I could start naming them, and they haven't really exactly been overtly creative, but they've been around for a very long time, and they've been very dedicated. And some of these guys still have only 30,000, 40,000, even 50,000 or so subscribers, which is very little for how long they've been doing it. And some of them haven't been the most consistent, but they're like some of the most iconic people in Fragcom, and they only have 50,000. And we can see what YouTube is promoting and pushing. And I do not like what YouTube is pushing and promoting, and I don't want to be a part of it. And that's kind of what was happening with Twitch before Amaranth. There was Twitch people quitting, complaining, and people who didn't even want to start a Twitch account because you had little to no chance of succeeding because all of the attention was going to somebody, Amaranth, who was not even playing video games or didn't care anything about the Twitch community or anything like that. So good to see everybody popping in. John, Heart Notes TV. Gotta buy subs. Not gonna buy the subs, not gonna buy the views to try to get myself that type of momentum. Maybe that's what some games some people have to play. We know that some of the biggest people, if not most of the biggest people on YouTube, have bought subs to get them momentum. Don't know if all of them did, but we do know that probably more than less. Now, I don't want to say most of them, but more often than not, we do know for sure that they did buy some subs. How many subs? Don't know. How many views? Don't know, but they did. And I've been open about that. I've never bought subs or views. I'm organic. Yeah. I Smell says I'm looking into how to register my channel as a business. That's one of my goals. I Smell you'd want to open a LLC or something through the government. You wouldn't do that through YouTube. You do that through the government. I think you would do an LLC. I don't even know, and I've never done that. But I guess I've thought about that before, but I don't know if that's considered ethical or not. But could I get a tax write-off and buy a fragrance and consider it a business expense? Is that ethical? I don't know if that is ethical or not. But I don't know. I don't know the extent of that. What is considered a business or not? I've thought about doing that before, but I just don't want to play the YouTube game anymore. I don't want to support them and put my content on here anymore. And I'm sitting at fragrances. I'm actually going to whittle down my content, squeeze it down to maybe 30 bottles or maybe even less. I still like fragrances. I feel like I want to have a personal relationship with some of the fragrances that I truly love and that I think are some of the best. And I still test fragrances. I still have like 100 samples to review and test. And I just don't wear full-size bottles often enough. And I just stare at them and they collect dust and I almost never get to wear them. And some of y'all look at my bottles and you're like, Ben, do you ever wear that fragrance? It's like, yeah, I've been able to wear it like 5 times because I'm always testing and wearing new stuff. So, I guess I'm a very different character. Some of these people in Fragcom have thousands, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 bottles, or I don't even know. I think somebody admitted to having 2,000 or something bottles of fragrances, and I don't know how you have that kind of money. or I don't know. Maybe you get a ton of stuff for free. I don't know. Heart Note says I had one video that got 3,000 views and I got like 4 subs off of it. Yeah, see, Heart Notes, that's ridiculous, you know. But again, that's kind of a part. I don't know how many subs you have. Like if you had 6,000 subs and you got 3,000 views, those most of the viewership could have been your subs. But I don't think you have a lot of subs, so yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. The algorithm, and I don't know. I'm not criticizing you. I don't know how much. Maybe people don't like me. Maybe there's something you could do. Like I guess I could do to improve. So no aroma from heaven. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And again, everybody who's popping in here, welcome. You're not late. We're still having a good chat. This has been kind of a hot and heavy chat, just getting things off my chest. And this is going to be my last live on YouTube. I want to get everything off my chest as I can. Again, I don't have any grudges. I'm not going to take shots at other content creators or anything. But you know, I still want people to try to be friends with each other, and the people who are good friends with each other and are tagging or collaborating with each other, not out of wanting to grow or just share each other's viewership, but actually because they're friends. Continue that good stuff. Continue supporting each other and doing good things that you think are worthwhile, and having friendship. And if you want to be on YouTube, it's your prerogative. But some of the people who became the biggest YouTubers fragrance wise, it was because they were some of the earliest, but the people who started first fragrance reviewing, they're not around anymore, at least most of them, the really early ones, and they never became extremely massive. It's quite interesting that some people, really did become really popular, and I guess figured out how to play the game, and were willing to play the game. And honestly, Jeremy Fragrance isn't even that big of a YouTuber. He's really not. In the world of YouTube, Jeremy Fragrance is not a big YouTuber. In the world of fragrance, he might be, if his numbers are even real. But in the world of YouTube in general, Jeremy Fragrance isn't that big of a guy, or a YouTuber in general. And I'm not trying to take shots at him. It's just true. So I don't know if maybe the demographics, and maybe just there's not that many people who watch fragrance reviews on YouTube. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's certainly a very interesting thing. A lot of the main people bought subs. Yeah, it's true. You can tell when buying subs if you're using Social Blade. I haven't gotten on there. I've seen where some people do that, and or I've heard people talk about certain people who have bought subs and talked about that. So that is a good way to check. That's for sure. Heartnotes TV says Social Blade is like stats projection. Okay, you can tell if they're buying subs. Yeah. Sebastian trademarked the name The Perfume Guy. Yeah, so trademarks do matter. Again, I don't want to. I'm not talking about Sebastian. I'm just talking about in general. For me, I've had like 2 different companies who have used Centaur fragrance, or used my little logo. That's another reason why I really got away from it. The Centaur, the half man, half horse with the bow. I got away from that because I had 2 different companies who essentially used that, and I got blocked by one of them because I was trying to tell people that this was a fraud of a company who had stolen my name. Um, and I don't have enough money. I think it costs like $1,100, I think, at minimum. If you want to do it decently through somebody, like $1,500 or more to get a trademark, to protect yourself. But that would only make sense if you're making that enough money. But I don't know who does that. There's a lot of sharks on Instagram and some of these places, and if they think there's a little bit of opportunity, they'll do it. So Heart Notes TV says I have like 133 now. So you got like 3,000 views, you said, on a video, and you only got 3 subs. Heart Notes, you might have it even tougher than I do. if YouTube is even worse than I think it is, even in Fragcom or even just in general, I don't know what to say. I have 11 subs and 0 content. Well, Fritz, you're a cool guy. You got a little photo over there. I actually have I haven't put any content on it, but I have 4 subs on a channel. I've never made any comments anywhere. I've never said anything with that YouTube channel, and I've never put any released any videos. So I don't know why I have 4 subs, but I do. Uh, I think I might have gotten mentioned. I mentioned my channel. I was going to make the channel to somebody. Maybe people heard about it. I don't know, but that they didn't know I was Centaur Fragrance. They didn't even know who I was. And again, I'm not much. I'm not a big player. Anyways, I need to make more consistent content. That's definitely a part of it. Every week, a video every week or 2 times a week is what most people suggest. You don't have to do a video every day. Again, some types of content supposedly that's good to do. I don't know if it's good with fragrance. I did a video every single day for almost a year, and it actually severely it hurt my channel. And it actually slowed me down. It really didn't do much of anything. And the biggest fragrance reviewers also, some of them are only putting out like 2 videos a month. And I don't know how that works with the algorithm. Maybe because everybody's excited for your video and they're waiting. More people are eager to watch your video. So you get more engagement quickly, and then that builds the momentum on YouTube. So maybe if you get popular enough, putting out 2 or 3 videos a month maybe is the good way to go. But if you're, in my opinion, that's not what a YouTuber should be doing. Or if you're creating good content, valuable content, I guess YouTube could argue that there's too much content because they get hundreds and I don't know how many hundreds of hours of content every day uploaded onto their platform. But if people want to see and want to learn, if somebody's only putting out 2 or 3 videos a month, I might forget about that they even exist, and I don't I might not feel that they're putting a lot of effort into being a YouTuber. Um, anyways, why don't you sample small decants? But that's another thing. I think I have been able to help the Fragcom get past reviewing from samples. You can even if you put on quite a few sprays, you can get 3, 4, 5 wearings out of a like a 3 mil sample, right? Even 2 mils get you by. And I think people are starting to open their eyes, but there's still a lot of people who do not agree and will not listen to your opinion or would actually openly oppose you if you review fragrances from a sample or perfumes from a sample or a decant, a small decant. And I've gotten over those hurdles. I don't hear as many people fighting about that. That used to be a big point of contention or fighting in Fragcom. But the thing is, people do want to see the presentation of the bottle that they might buy. So that's a factor of it. And, it again, even if it's not that they don't trust you, but even if you do truly understand the fragrance, and sometimes I only have to smell a fragrance once and wear the fragrance once to truly understand it. If it's more of a simple fragrance, Paco Rabanne's 1 million Lucky. I don't need to wear that fragrance more than once to understand what that fragrance does. It's simple. You could review that fragrance, almost immediately. It's easy to understand, what's going on, especially if it's a simple linear fragrance that doesn't change much. So, yeah, you obviously want to do this, but you don't want to buy the bottles. Why don't you buy? Oh, I read that. Yeah, again, nothing's against buying the bottles, but if I just had enough money to be able to regularly do this, and I don't have much of an income, and I've put almost everything into this, and I'm just not. I don't feel I don't feel like this is the right direction in my life. I felt like a little bit of wanderlust today. Had some again really bad experiences today, and I almost felt like just driving off into the sunset and seeing where I'm going to end up, and just maybe a bit of escapism, seeing where life will take me, because I want a better future in life for myself, and I've sometimes put my whole life into this YouTube fragrance channel like a full time career, all my time, all my efforts, all my money, and it's just not what I probably should be doing and can be doing. So it's time to, I'm still going to review and try out some other platforms, but it's time for me to do something different. I'm still going to keep up with Instagram. Honestly, last video I said I was going to keep up Instagram. I don't know how long I'm going to even keep up that, because the last 2 weeks, um, I've gained some and I've lost some, but it's about equal to about the same. And I messaged YouTube, and again, I don't have to be the biggest growing, and I'm still small fry in the world in general, but I would like to hit 10,000 by Christmas. That'd be a big goal. That would be amazing. But I've stuck at where I'm at in like the last 2 weeks, and I really haven't, because of the I've lost and I've gained, and I lost some because, again, I did a shout out for Fragrance by CA, and I mentioned their biggest sell of the year, and I didn't get paid for it, and some people just didn't like that I did that. I think they're the best discounter, the best, the best place to get a deal in general. They're better than FragranceNet in my opinion, Notino, or anywhere else. And with their big sale, I guess I'm happy to shout them out, but some people don't like you doing that, and I don't know why. Maybe they assumed that I was getting money. They didn't pay me. I've gotten fragrances for that before, and it's not a lot. It's not like they send me fragrances regularly. It's not much. And and it's really funny because the biggest fragrance reviewers in the game are getting free designer fragrances and free everything. And most of them, if not all of them, are getting paid. And then some of these people have their own little fragrances, which are not really even their companies. They're being bottled and put together in some factory, and they don't even have a story. They don't have they don't know much about the ingredients that are going into their fragrances. They don't know much about. They don't have much control, or don't have much to even say about their companies, but they get other big fragrance reviewers, influencers, to promote their products. Um, Y'all know one of the brands, especially. The brand starts with the word "in." It's similar to navigate. Anyways, I'm just joking around, but if you're in the Fragcom, and you're they're getting some of these people to promote their fragrances, and I'm sure some of the new ones are decent and some of them are good, but it's certainly a mess. Let me catch up with the comments. There seems to be a problem with the supply chain of fragrances, so that must hurt. Yeah, there is. There is. If you're talking about in views, yes, but also the world economically, it's definitely a lot harder to get fragrances in general right now. A lot of companies who are more located in Europe, or the UE, or however you say it, yeah, a lot of them are less willing, or not really willing, to ship over here in general. It's definitely messed up. If you're a man creating content for majority uh, demo that is a woman, you'd garner attention. It's not fair. Oh yeah, I won't get too much into that, but I won't get too much into the social issue. But a lot of you guys, yes, ladies do have opinions, and yes, ladies do have a voice, and they should be heard. Nothing against anything like that. 100% support. But guys, you do need to, I don't know, not be so interested in just listening to the ladies. I'm not trying to promote myself, but you need to be willing to, not just go to listen or watch a video just because of just because of a lady. But maybe things will change. But y'all know the world we live in right now. OnlyFans and TikTok and everything else. Men are giving tons of their time, tons of their attention, and tons of their money towards people and buying things like cars or other things to possibly get somewhere in some way, if you know what I'm talking about, with people who probably don't care about them, don't want anything to do with them. So it's the men need to figure out what their priorities are. That's for sure. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. You know, men aren't perfect. I'm not trying to say that they're perfect or they're angels or anything, but there's men certainly. Some of them certainly are being taken advantage of. You certainly can say that. Um, let's see here. I wish you'd keep your weekly live sessions going on. If you cease your views, these are good times. I don't know about that. See, these I have to be kind of in the right mood. I hopefully it's coming across as fun. Some of y'all are here. This is my biggest live I've ever had. 28 people. Anyways, you know, you got to be in the right mood and the right energy, and these take a lot of effort. And it's kind of better to be able to think about something and prepare if you're trying to create concise content that has a purpose. It's a lot better to be able to sit down and think about things to make things more concise and flow and make a point and have prepared information, at least in your head or written down. So I knew that is going into what it was, bro. Yes, Solomon's Vineyard. I don't think that's have to do anything with YouTube. One video never gets sub, even if it got millions of views, and there's millions of examples on YouTube. Um, I don't know what's going on there, Roma from Heaven. I don't know. It's certainly a crazy world. Dastardly, good to see you pop in here, my friend. You know it. Led Zepp says there seems to be a problem with supply chain. Oh, I read that. Fritz says I thought a lot about doing reviews just because I don't trust most reviewers. That's kind of a reason why I started reviewing. I started reviewing not because I'm not trying to say all the other fragrance reviewers were bad. It's because I didn't think that they went into enough detail. I didn't think that they gave you good explanations about how the fragrance is smelt or smelled, and how the compositions came together. And they didn't tell you much of anything about the notes. It was a lot. I know that a lot of these people, even fragrance reviewers, have not smelled the individual ingredients, and that's more of a perfumer's thing to do. But do you know what the oregano smells like? And could you tell me how oregano smells different from sage and basil? That's just an example. Most fragrance reviewers, I don't think that they could, and I could. But it's kind of hard, again, to describe smells, and we all definitely have different opinions. But I've smelled a lot of raw ingredients, and I guess I'm a nerd in regards to smell. And I wanted to make more in-depth fragrance reviews, and I also wanted to help people, again, find the best value. And most people, especially when I started, they were talking about designers, and if they ever spoke about niche, it was almost always Creed, and I was fed up with it. And and that was even before Creed reformulations and all this Aventus cologne and all this other junk that they've done. But everybody just hyped up Creed. Creed was the best. Creed was this Creed, and before Creed Aventus, there was a huge hype train in the early days of Fragcom for Creed Green Irish Tweed. And I didn't understand it. Even when Green Irish Tweed existed, there was Guerlain. There was lots of other niche houses. Some of these people act like there weren't other niche houses or other niche fragrances. They might have not been as well known, and they might not have been as available. But there was still a lot of niche fragrances even back then. There were. They existed. There was a lot of them, but nobody ever seemed to review them or seemed to talk about them. So I don't think okay, I read that. I thought I read that. Sorry, catching up with the comments. I watched you your stop sign telling me to spend a $300 on the Scotta Casual Friday, bro. Do it. Uh, if it's a discontinued fragrance, especially if it was a designer, you know me. I've tried to tell, do what you want to do if it makes you happy, if you have the money. I try to tell people not to do that stuff, and the more people do that stuff, the more expensive it's going to get. Y'all think that Creed Aventus for a ZZ01 batch is crazy now for like almost $2,000? Y'all keep this up. Y'all keep this up. In a year or two, regular Creed batches, pre-16, it'll be like a 2016 batch. You're like, that's not that special. Yeah, y'all keep this up, and in a year or two, y'all will see 2016 batches of Creed's Aventus hit like $1,000. You're like, man, that'll never happen. Watch it in like 2 years, maybe less if y'all. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want that to happen. I really don't. But that's just how it works, I guess. And people pay it. Oh, people pay it. If you're a content creator and are not subbed to Think Media, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I'll try to check it out. I don't know much about it. I don't remember that name, but I'll have to see if I've ever watched it before. Again, my mind's tired, so I don't know. Think Media. Heart Notes TV says, keep your head up, develop goals, write them down. Well, I've written goals down, and I've written down lots of titles. I still have like 100 titles of different fragrance reviews, and that's not in the even individual fragrances like topics. But again, I don't want to fill up my house or fill up my room with hundreds of fragrances, so I can do a top 10 of this, top 10 of there. I don't want again, and I can't afford it. If I get new fragrances, I have to sell what I have. I'm about to get myself down to 30 fragrances, guys. I have less fragrances than some. I'm going to have less fragrances than a lot of people have who are just starting fragrances. And to some people, how many fragrances you have is a judge of how good your nose is. But again, I've smelled hundreds, if not, I don't know, thousands. I don't know how much I've smelled. I've never sat down and tried to figure out how many hundreds and hundreds of fragrances I've smelled. But and that's even that's not doesn't always say you're the best at experiencing the fragrance, and then there's also communicating what you know. So there's all kinds of factors going on here. So I read somewhere YouTube gets 8 hours of uploads every minute. 8 hours of uploads. You must mean like 800 hours or something. Or maybe it's 800. I don't think it's 800 hours, but maybe it's 80,000 hours a minute. It's something fast. A lot. Matt Richardson said, I read that. Fritz laughing. I smelt just sub to them. Okay. A Gentleman's Journey has been using a lot of sample packs recently. I don't have any qualms about it. Not every fragrance review requires a full presentation. I certainly agree. But you get less views because people do want to see the bottles and what they want to buy. And some people simply judge you or do not like you reviewing from samples, for sure. They get paid, say they aren't being biased. Yeah, some of these people, fragrance reviewers, I know that some of them have gotten paid to some degree. I'm not going to keep beating up on Jeremy Fragrance, but he's admitted to getting paid a couple of times. But again, I don't even have a problem with people being paid if they have an understanding or agreement with said company that they can be critical of that fragrance, and that's how it should be. Because you're still, because these companies are still getting free publicity and advertisements, even if the person has good and bad to say, or even if it could be fairly negative, it's still bringing about awareness about that product. It could even work in their favor even if they were pretty negative about the fragrance. So I don't have a problem with people getting paid. It's against YouTube's terms of service if you're not getting, not letting people know that it is a sponsored video or paid video. And it's also, I think that, that transparency is what matters. And I think it's hurt me. And, That because I've been so honest. I've been so straightforward about it. Yeah, I guess people don't care about that much honesty because all these people who are growing really fast, a lot of them are getting paid, or most of them are. And I'm not even talking about YouTube ad revenue. They're getting paid by companies, and yeah, they get paid. See about, but no one sees it. Steven does it. I'm not getting into that with that brand I was joking about, the navigation brand. I don't know if he's paying people off or paying people for a promotion. In the world of business, I wouldn't be amazed if that is the truth, but I don't know if it is. But I wouldn't be amazed. Mike says Fragcom has become about money and not true reviewers. Well, that's true. That's true. Um, and I think that they can. I don't think going for money and being a reviewer are exclusive. I think you can do both, and that's certainly one of the points I've kind of tried to make tonight. I think that you can have both. I think you can get paid and still be completely honest. Some companies are not going to want you to be completely honest about their product. They want to give you a script, and certainly some companies are like that. And if you have any ethics or morals or decency, you wouldn't deal with them at all. But there are, if a company is smart and you have a lot of fans or viewerships, any publicity, especially if it's decent, good and bad about your fragrance, that's certainly better than nothing. And you want people to hear about your product. So yeah, let's see here. A gentleman, I read that about samples. Called out. But yeah, it's the thing with the money, where the money becomes the problem, is when people try to get the money and run. They try to do a shout out, for a company, or make a quick company that's kind of fake or not a very good company, and then they try to make a quick buck because they know, or they don't care about making a career, or actually caring about the people who are, that they get views for. Or maybe they bought all their subs the whole time, so they feel like they're not even cheating very many people. Like, there's like a weird justification that I could see them possibly making. And I won't get into too much more of that, but you can't trust with what you just see. You have to look at things deeper than face value. Fragcom says, I read that. Catch up with the comments. I think you're overthinking, but yeah, I'm overthinking things, I'm sure. But, maybe YouTube could change or improve. But YouTube has been doing this for years. They've actively been terrible for at least 6 years now, actively terrible. And maybe before that, they weren't pretty good. So I want to take my risk and have fun somewhere else. YouTube is not fun for me, and I'm actually going to start trying to stop watching YouTube altogether. And that's actually one of my goals by the end of the year here in 2021, to stop watching YouTube completely. I still want to support some of you people in Fragcom. I'll still be your friend. I'll still pop in, but I want to get rid of YouTube because I really think that they're that bad. I really think YouTube is that bad. I would always comment on live stream, but when I do, I'm asking Ben not to go. Well, John Massey, I'm still going to review at least for a while, but I can't. I'm not going to do the YouTube thing anymore. I'm sorry, but I'll let you know where I'm going. I'm not going to disappear on you. I'm not going to just delete the channel overnight, unless YouTube really doesn't like what I've said tonight. I don't think I've said anything too controversial, but I'm sure somebody out there feels like I have. All right, I have. If I say that I feel masculine, that's people are up in arms, and that's a problem to some people. It says no, I meant goals for something new to work. Oh yes, definitely. I feel that I definitely need to do some soul searching. I need to sit down with a piece of pen and paper. I need to figure out where I want to go and what I want to do. And again, I've been kind of tired with my life recently. I'm living like an old man. I don't travel. I don't have enough money to go anywhere or really do anything that I want to do. I don't get to meet new people. I certainly don't have a lot of relationships, and even though that doesn't matter that much, that's not how you judge life. I mean, it'd be fun and everything. Even even maybe have a family one day, something like that. You know, I don't have the means to make that happen. And I know somebody could pop up and say you don't have to have a lot of money to do anything. Well, if you want to have a decent life, you'd have to have, you don't have to be rich, but you have to have something. So I meant goals. Um, Ben says I'm able to afford fragrances by working two jobs. I try to use most of my fragrances. I try to use most of my fragrances. I have no rent or mortgage. Yeah, well, having no rent or mortgage is certainly a an aspect of that. And you're working two jobs for fragrances and like that are luxury goods. I mean, you do you, what makes you happy. But see, to me, like, um, I mean, definitely get some fragrances that make you happy, a few of them, but to consistently keep buying fragrances when you have two different jobs and working that hard for luxury products. If it makes you happy, do it. But that's I don't know if I don't think I could do that. Um, let's see here. I've talked to one of the Z creator and said they weren't getting paid by Zaharoff. I didn't believe it for a minute. I don't know with Zaharoff. He seems like pretty honest, and they've talked about. I don't know anything regarding that, but I don't know. So I'm not going to make a statement. He seems pretty honest. He's talked about some of the problems and some of the people. He might. I don't know. He seems to be kind of off put by people. So much of the not spon. It's not even sponsorships. See, that's one of the problems. If we had open sponsorships, there's people who actively love certain brands and they could be authentic. Like, I mean, I do like the Armani Privé line. If Armani liked me and I like the Armani Privé line, why not be sponsored? I mean, people watch football and everything else, and they're sponsored by Coca-Cola and everything else under the sun and the moon, and people hoot and holler and say, "Give me more of it." But the problem is if you're sneaky about it and you're not open about it. But again, currently we have a community right now that even if you're very open, honest, transparent, like I am, it kind of hurts you. People watch you less, and people have criticized me before for taking things for free, or getting fragrances for free. But I can't afford to constantly buy all these fragrances, and there's lots of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of fragrances I'd like to review, but I can't afford to buy it all. So Benton says I've seen some reviews with 500 subs, and some get bottles of Roja Creed. Don't know how they connect. I've never gotten those for free. If you've seen me share Roger Dove fragrances and Creeds, I've never got. I tell y'all if I get things for free, and I'd never got any of those for free. I don't know how they do it, but I don't know. I talked about that one time. There was somebody coming up, and they didn't have a lot of subs. I'm not sure. They had like around 1,000, maybe less than 1,000, and they got all the new Parfum Cologne fragrances, retailing for almost, it was with taxes and whatever, close to $1,000 or something like that. And yeah, that it bothered me too. I don't know how they did it. It's not just about free bottles, as y'all know. It's kind of the principle that somebody can come in, and I didn't even think their content was very good, honestly. And I guess they got contacted or got it somehow. And they never, the bigger problem is they never reviewed any of those fragrances. They got all four of the Parfum Colognes, and they never reviewed them as a group, individually, first impressions. They never reviewed any of them. I don't know. I don't know how you could do that to a company either. And maybe that's why some other people don't get anything, is because they just take it and they don't review it. And I know that I haven't done things the fastest, and some companies maybe would have liked something better out of me, but I've always done my best to give their fragrances a fair chance and shake. And I've definitely reviewed or at least mentioned it at least once. Designer fragrances are what the majority of people can afford, and we continually get burned by certain reviewers, not you. Absolutely. Again, I don't try to be too negative about fragrances in general, but in designers, but a lot of designer brands are playing really safe with DNAs that are essentially like clone DNAs that they put their own twist on them, like Baccarat Rouge 540 DNAs and Victus DNAs and some of this stuff. And there's the designer game has really gone downhill in the last year and a half or two. And that's one reason I haven't reviewed too many of the new designer fragrances this year. Really haven't reviewed too many of them because I didn't get excited about much of any of them. And yeah, I again, there's a difference between being a reviewer and being an influencer. And I think I do agree. Influencers, they can serve a purpose, and some people could see them as good, like an advertiser. But I don't really like influencers. But being a sponsored reviewer, maybe Fragcom, and I don't know how much into the future that'll be. But maybe it'll get that way. But I won't be here on YouTube to ever see it. So let's see. I've seen. I read that. Maybe it's time to focus more on developing your regular career. Well, that's the thing. And I was hoping that I could build my career because through this YouTube thing, because I couldn't figure out a way to get a career through my college education, which I won't get into much into that. But college was a scam. At least it was for me, and I think it is for most people, unless you go into a STEM field, like you're a doctor and an engineer, something technical. And I still think that we have better ways that we could go about doing something like that. Way better organization for education than current colleges. So, but I do see where some things are technical. I certainly do agree that people do need to be trained technically, but you know, maybe they had it right back in the day, especially in Italy, where we had guilds. Sounds like something from a medieval fantasy game. Maybe they had it right when we had guilds. You want to become a blacksmith, you want to become an auto repair salesman or whatever it is, come over here and you'll work with us and you'll watch. You'll watch for like 6 months or a year and just assist and clean up, and then you'll start actually get steps up of responsibility, where you're trusted until the point where you are you're considered competent enough to do that thing, do that skill, and then the guild approves of you. Anyways, let's see. Great things will happen for you. I know you'll figure it out. I just shake things up. Yeah, I got to do something. It's got to do something new. Trying to fight YouTube's and I don't know what Social Blade would tell you. Getting 6,000 subs in the next 5 years. I'm at 3,000. What I'm currently like, I don't know, 6,000 in 5 years or something. That's not And again, it's not about the subs or the views, but you know I don't appreciate that type of treatment, and I think I could do much more on other platforms. So, but I'm not going to be playing around with TikTok. TikTok's a mess. I already know that. So don't. I'm not going to go to TikTok. And once I mentioned that, I don't know if some people listened or heard about what I had talked about, but I saw some people who did try to jump on TikTok. So designer fragrances, or I read that. Great. I read that. I watched one chap who said on a video that he was in a store and had eyes on two frags. One would get views, and one but not interested, and one he was interested in but would not get views. Yep, he got what would get him views. And see that if you want to be a YouTuber, it's kind of the game you have to play. And that's not, and I, as you can tell with my YouTube channel, that has not been the game that I've played. I have shared indie fragrances, and I still, to this day, don't know if they have above 100 views. I still review fragrances, and I don't even know if they hit above 100 views in a day. And I've been in this for 3 years. So, you know, Aroma from Heaven says, "Brother, why do you think YouTube would do that? I don't think it even has enough employees. It's an algorithm. It's an AI. It's a monster. Oh yes, it is, my friend. They're not micromanaging it too much, but I do think that they do micromanage to some degree. They have admitted that on YouTube's general page, at least, the recommended videos on the YouTube's main page is curated by hand and chosen by YouTube itself. They've essentially admitted to it, and you can look up the research for yourself if you'd like to. But YouTube has an AI, and you input it, and you tell it what you want, and it puts the gears in motion. I don't know how else to say it. It has the control. Anyways, I smell says it's exactly how you judge life. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The quality of your interpersonal relationships are the priority. Yeah, and I can see that the quality of your interpersonal, and I'd like to have some, meet some new people, make some new friends in some new places. Again, maybe have a family, but I don't have enough money for travel or a career to be able to go somewhere else and do something else. So I think YouTube is great. Just stay. Aroma from Heaven. I certainly do not agree in regards to YouTube. That's how you get free bottles. If I've gotten anything for free, it's not because of YouTube really. It's because of Instagram, where I have like 9,000 followers. So, um, Daver says, "Hey Benny boy, nice to see you. And today is Murdoch vetiver. Who makes that? I've never seen that. What's your favorite green barbershop type of scent? Green Valley was nice for a green barbershop. I like La Ligue pour Homme. That's not really a green one. That's more of a fougere. But as far as a green barbershop, it's not much of a barbershop, but it's green. But I did like Dryad, but from Papillon. Boise de Portugal by Creed is good, but I'm just trying to think of something that I personally like. I don't really go too much for green really, really green leafy fougères. I do respect them, but that's not really something that I go for too much. It's not really a fougere, but the closest thing to that I really, really liked was Cowboy Grass by Dias and Durga. Cowboy Grass by Dias and Durga is fantastic. And I think I spoke really highly of it in my fragrance review. So I just cracked through 300 and haven't bought a single sup. I'm also not overtly concerned with reviews. I'm more focused on audience engagement. Yeah, I don't even know how you keep the audience engaged. So maybe some of it's my fault. I don't know, but I try to ask people what they're wearing, and I do try to ask people like what's their favorite if you look at my descriptions and my comments, I try to get people engaged and ask them a couple questions. I don't know what else I can do in my videos. Cigar Weaver and her periwinkle blue space caravan. Your name is crazy. I love it. Demi subber count compared to channels of others more eloquent, creative, intelligent, experienced fragrance lovers and reviewers speaks volumes. Yes. And again, there is a general audience who maybe wants to see more general content, But and I know that I'm not the most spunky, creative, young but by golly, there's a lot of fun, entertaining people. I've seen people like Fragrance Shark with amazing movie quality editing in his videos. I've seen people who have more eloquent than I am. There's a lot of people with different qualities and skills, and yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about with a little bit of the meta game. Um, yeah, and people, Robes oh 08 did, and some people openly talked about, some of the thumbnails and the views and some of that going on. People who have eyes to see, they know what's going on, but I'm not trying to focus on her or criticize her too much. So she has a routine vocabulary. Yep, exactly. And there's somebody who started out about the same time as me, and I think he's over 10,000 subs now, and he uses the same words and essentially says the same things like long lasting, beast mode, uh, great performance, attractive to the ladies, and all those types of words and little phrases. And that's like all they say the entire video about and those fragrances. So yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. It's mind numbing, at least to me. I smell says Rich De Niro, the opening Hoctavat has a beautiful lemon lime opening. Hoctavat's pretty good. Certainly worth your money. A much probably a better value. Give it a go if you're looking at a Ventus. I think I said that before. Some people say it doesn't smell like a Ventus. I think it smells pretty similar. You smell engagement. Think and most important. Jeremy has 1.5 and only gets 30,000 views. That's a problem, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not trying to sit. I could say stuff like that, especially if I sat down and prepared content. I could make. I've joked about before, but I could be like a nemesis. I could like make a compilation of Jeremy or some of these people and the ridiculous, controversial things sometimes that they've said and the ridiculous things that they've done and put it together in a video. And some of y'all are like, Jeremy Fragrance never says anything mean or never says anything controversial. I'm not trying to beat up on Jeremy, but some people, I've seen some people say stuff like that. You're like, you never think he said anything mean or controversial or strange. Sometimes just straight up like what? What in the heck? You never think he's ever done anything like that? I could certainly make you some videos that hopefully would change your mind. I put 8 years, Frag Guy says, into Fragcom. Only got 5,000 subs. No free bottles. No contract for any company. Why? Because I'm honest and call out the crap the way I see it. If you're honest, you will not do well. That's Frag Guy. You're absolutely right. That seems the way that it is. And hats off to you and kudos to you, my friend, for doing the good that you did do. If you have a stance on no free bottles and that's your thing, respect to you. You stood on your principles and you stood on what you believed in, and that's, I think, a wonderful thing. So yeah, I haven't gotten contacted. I get contacted sometimes, but it's not very often that brands reach out to me. It's and again, the only reason it started happening a little bit more is because of Instagram. So I don't know why, but people are a little bit more chatty on Instagram. I smell says, "Hey Musk, how do I make it where it has the orange highlighted name of the person sending the comment to?" I'm not too familiar with the chat like that. I thought you just did an @ symbol, but hey Musk, how read that? I can't stand. I don't know how old she is. Uh, I don't know, Bella. I don't know the trend. I don't know. I don't know much about her style. her style in general. I don't know. Is she intentionally trying to look more mature? I don't know. And I won't get too much into that, but yeah, not trying to be too personal about people. But Time to Musk Up says you only see the orange. So you only see you highlighted if it's on you if you're receiving it on your end. Is that what you're saying? Um, why not do more collabs? I could do those, but even if even if it was with genuine people that I were friends, I don't want to do it just for views, even though that does work. I don't want to do collaborations for the views. It'd have to be really authentic, and yeah, I don't want. I guess I could have done more of that, but again, I'm not trying to fight for views. That's the thing. I don't want to have to play or do things like that for views. So, but I do think that collaboration with friends is a good thing. But a whole wall of incredible, expensive fragrances in a special room. How? Well, you got a bunch of them for free. Cigar Weaver. I know that you're not going to want to hear it, but Demi is extremely wealthy now. Some people don't like to think that the people they like little YouTubers like PewDiePie. I think a lot of people know that PewDiePie is really wealthy, but they probably think he only has like 10 million. If PewDiePie invested his money, which he's talked about investing his money, and somebody did an evaluation on his supposed wealth, and I think they said he had like 60 million or anywhere from 60 to 100 million or something. And I don't know if he was joking. I don't know if he would just wanted to be funny or push people's buttons. PewDiePie can do that, but he essentially joked and said that you're way low. So if PewDiePie invested his money if you do the math, PewDiePie could easily have 250, if not 500 million bucks. No joke. Demi probably is a millionaire, and people don't want to hear that. Jeremy Fragrance, if he invested his money, and what I don't know what he does with his life. I mean, he could have 10 million. Over time, if you look at the ad revenue and the money they probably get from endorsing fragrances and everything else. Yeah. And I don't want to criticize Demi. I don't want to get too much more into that, but it's possible she played. I shouldn't even say it. But if you know about Dubai, you know about Dubai. So I've never been there or done that thing, but I've seen plenty of gals, and some of them are even in Fragcom, and they say that they're going to Dubai, and they say they're getting ready to buy a bunch of expensive stuff. And I'm like, I know it's I know what goes on. At least I've heard. I might be naive to some things, but I'm not that naive. Cowboy grass is really nice. Yeah, time to musk up. Hey, Steve H, good to see you. Bella, Philip. I'm not gonna get into personally criticizing too much. I just said something that possibly was way too much. I don't know if who's had plastic surgery or not or whatever. Botox. I wore Killian Apple Brandy. I love that one. It's nice. I think it's discontinued. One of the best boozy fragrances that was out there for sure. I'm gonna put something else on soon. Are you cooking? What's going on? Fragrance Apprentice put so much time into his videos. Subs isn't high, but he gets a lot of views. Yeah, Fragrance Apprentice is pretty legit and pretty cool, and he has fun over there. So more power to him. I as far as I can tell, he's earned what he's got, and he's made some pretty funny stuff. I really liked his T-Rex video. That was one of the funnest things in Fragcom that I think I've ever seen. His T-Rex video was really delightful. So I rather have views than subs. Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just disenfranchised with YouTube. And the other issues are more important to me than the views or the subs. So, um, you were smell rich. Bella says a 3-point blind buy from Max Aroma for $75. A successful, well, a successful blind buy. I'm happy that that worked for you. I'm happy that you that worked out and that you had a good experience. Yeah, I wasn't trying to beat up on Max Aroma. I'm sure that they have good deals, and I've heard people get great deals before. I just wanted to let y'all know that you do have to be careful sometimes. So Frag Guy says you are one of us. We like and are interested in sense, not YouTube itself, but doing that, your subs, average Frag lovers watch your channel. They're better than large. Yeah, absolutely. The friendship and the people legit who are in the chat here matter more than any of the subs. But yeah, y'all know what I'm getting at with YouTube as a very, you know, again, you can have your fun on YouTube and you can do your little thing and have friendships and people come and go, review fragrances for a year, kind of go. But the thing is, you're supporting this. If you're doing that, you're supporting this platform. And I'm essentially telling YouTube that I don't like what they're doing. So I don't, continue to support uh, what's going on here on this platform. So Killer Frags literally did just created a compilation roast. Well, Killer Frags is legit. He's the guy who did the pineapple Aventus drink, I think, right? If I remember right, he's the one who did that one. And that is an Hallmark 10 out of 10. One of the best fragrance video. If you like comedy, it's slapstick, it's kind of dry, but if you want to if you want a good laugh, please go. I think it's Killer Frags if I remember right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the pineapple drink, the pineapple, whatever he called that, pineapple Aventus smoothie, and that was Fragcom gold, baby, and that's the kind of thing that needs to hit the big views, or should have hit the big views. Really, it's incredible. I absolutely, without a doubt, respect Jeremy Fragrance, his work ethic. Yeah, I've mentioned that before. Yeah, he definitely does a lot of content and puts a lot of content, a lot of reviews. Not reviews. I'm tired. Produces the videos for sure, and he's very consistent for sure. Ben Cancillo says trades is way better than call it. Yeah, I agree, and I wish I would have known that. Nobody told me anything like that. Nobody, and I actually like working somewhat with my hands. So if I would have known that, and people would have given me, more of an opportunity. When I went to college, I didn't even know what really college was, and people told me I should go to college and gave me all the promises of the world, and I did my very best and came out. And I won't get into more of that, but there are careers that are very technical and very skilled, but some people might not see it like this, but it's almost would be good if those people who are higher up started on a trade, became really successful, became like a master diesel mechanic, and then got into engineering. And then that same person who used to work as a master diesel, this is just a comparison, a master diesel, truck in like an engine, person is the person actually developing the engines. So it would be nice if things were bottom up, but like that. But that's not how the world works, and that's not how the game is played. I smell 100%. I don't know about half of the people you're talking about. I need to catch up. Really, there's a lot of people, and there's a lot that's gone on, and it's hard to hold on to all the things in Fragcom. If I've missed a comment, there's a lot of engagement right now, and there's a lot of comments. I'm trying to get to all of them, but thank you so much, everybody who's jumping into this conversation. I thought this was going to be a short live. We're already at 2 hours, and we haven't even gotten to talking about the fragrances. Maybe there's not going to be a lot of new fragrances to talk about, but Sorry, guys, I'm tired, and I actually have like 10 fragrances sprayed up on me, and I got scratched by some briars and stuff the other day. Sorry, and I feel kind of weird. Let's see, was a fashion model. Yeah, Jeremy Fragrance, and he was like in a boy band, but we won't get too much more into that stuff too. Demi, yeah, yeah, Chad. She's. I won't get into that. I'm not gonna be judging like how attractive people are or anything. I'm not. I don't. I don't think you mean that, but yeah, yeah. Don't know. I smell. Well, check everybody out here. Everybody who's chatting it up, especially if you have a channel, check out their channel. Give them some love. Solomon's Vineyard. I'm trying to Frag Guy. I'm trying to remember anybody else. Don't know. People who do question things for money. It's better to have 2,000K from hard work than do something you regret. I just certainly agree. The thing is, it doesn't seem like many people have regrets these days, and yeah, and that's the thing for me. I'm not going to try to build up a YouTube channel and do all these things that I don't personally connect with, or I think that's of value, or something that I don't think improves the world or helps people. If even if it got me the views or got me the money, and I'm not trying to brag about myself and or anything, but like like for example, I've only thrown frisbees a couple handful of times in my life, and one time I threw frisbees, it was with a guy, and I didn't even know it. He supposedly had played competition frisbee at one point. I don't know how deep he was into it or how much of if he was a professional or not. All I know is that I was having fun, and I'd only thrown frisbees like I don't know 3 or 4 times, and I was throwing them better than he was, and he was like telling me like he's like seriously it's like telling me I could be a professional and stuff. So you know, but again, so I'm not trying to beat up on sports, but for me, I mean, how much does that help people? I don't know. Sports has value. I won't get too much into that, but I want to do something I feel that helps people. So or does more than just entertainment. People do see here. Little Steve Will a guy throws around money like crazy. Millions of subs with videos that have millions of views. Yeah. Wait, what can I do? Chat. Well, I don't know if you chat. Well, you could get into it, but you might not be coming out. You might not be making the money. You might be losing the money. Just Google it. I don't want to be raunchy, and this is a fragrance channel. This is my last live, so I guess I can say whatever the heck I want. But there's a phrase that's very, you could say, derogatory regarding that as well. But I'm just not going to say it. And again, I have all the respect in the world for the ladies, and if you want to, do a certain type of work, do what you want to do. But Dubai is pretty infamous for people going there and selling of certain services for a lot of money to very wealthy people in Dubai, if you know what I'm saying. It's very famous for that. So it's kind of like very famous, and not everybody seems to know, like Amsterdam, if you're into the smoky stuff, which I don't, but if you know what I'm saying, like the puff, anyways, don't get discouraged. Your time will come. Hopefully, I can have at least a little bit of a decent career and a little bit of a decent living. Again, I share luxury fragrances, but I keep selling stuff to afford stuff. Some of y'all probably think I'm wealthy, but I'm in a pretty bad situation. Um, I'm getting into scents of woods. Anyone else? They are nice. I've seen a lot of love for. There's an orange one, and I think there's like a brandy and oak or something like that. They have some nice stuff. I did get to try some of their early releases. I don't know which ones were which, but there was might have been a plum and boozy one, and it was nice. Oh yes, I got burned on FragranceNet from FragranceNet and expired Parfums de Marley. Thank goodness I could return and get my refund. Sorry that happened to you, Bella, and you got that refund. Yeah, you know, I don't know why it was expired though. Did it have a leak or what was wrong with that Parfums de Marley? It shouldn't have been bad. Maybe it's stored incorrectly. Um, see here, Steve will do it. Has an online gambling sponsorship worth multi millions. Oh, I see. I didn't know that. Steve will do it. He'll do it. Yeah, and some people have sponsorships for things, and you wouldn't believe how much money some of these people make. Rangers by CA has also trusted. Yet I got a fake Oud Ispahan there. They did send a refund? Good. Again, it's hard. I'm sure things slip through the cracks, but Fragrance by CA is the fastest shipping and the most trustworthy place. And they're the only place I really buy my discounted fragrances anymore. If I want niche, because of their huge selection, I'll buy on Lucky Scent on the rare occasion, but I try to buy most of my stuff from Fragrance by CA, or if it's something weird or for a really rare sell, I might try eBay. But that's what I do. But yeah, Bella says so far Max Aroma is doing me good. Yeah, I hear good about them. Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom test out in the mall. Yeah, definitely get your nose and get the decant. Sorry guys, I'm really tired and I'm wearing down. Medical sells everyone good practice. Is that a joke or is that real? I won't get into that. I've already covered way too much controversial stuff. Time to Musk Up says makes sense. I smell. I figured most of the money is from sponsorships. The thing is, a lot of people think that YouTubers make a lot of money from ad revenue. Somebody did an estimate, and if you are a really big YouTuber, ad revenue is like as little as like 5%. For some people, it's less than the money that they make. So if you think it's a lot of money that some people get like 20, 30, 40, 50, $1,000 a month or whatever, that could be nothing. That could be nothing for them. Ad revenues in like a year, whatever. It says, what do you feel disconnected? Just with the platform, and there is a good community, and there are good people. I just feels kind of fractured, and I just feel kind of separated, and I kind of feel like I need to wander off into the wilderness and find myself. Some people have joked and called Stefan Fragrance, which I love you, Stefan. If you're watching, Stefan Fragrance. It comes on and off and doesn't really review fragrances too often anymore. But if you've ever watched him, he's a bundle of joy. Stefan Fragrance is one of the people who should be popular as far as a fragrance reviewers goes. Sometimes he doesn't get too much into the details, but I mean he makes you feel good. And yeah, Stefan Fragrance, man. Anyways, there's let me get to the rest of the comments. Let's see, I guess you men like anything. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Bella. Are you talking about Demi? Are you taking shots at Demi's looks? And I'm not gonna evaluate or give anybody rankings on my fragrance channel. That probably would not be very appropriate. But yeah, Demi, personality wise, no, but looks, if I was a reviewer, I would do it for the love, not for the validation. That's the way to go, Richard. Absolutely, that's the way to go. And if you can manage to, feel satisfied and and go and come and do whatever and do what you want, that's what matters. But it's like, I don't know, being an employee, like you're getting your work done, but you're being like YouTube is essentially your employer. And imagine you're working somewhere and you're working really hard and you're doing the right thing and you're having a good time of it. But your employer is doing all the shadiest stuff and everything that you disagree with, and is firing people all the time. And sometimes you don't know why, and sometimes people are getting wrongfully fired, and some people are getting huge bonuses, and you disagree why they're getting the bonuses, or maybe don't know why they're getting the bonuses in the first place. So that's just a quick example in a in a job type of way with YouTube, and that's why I'm really tired of them. So all kinds of messed up stuff going on with YouTube. So, Ben, have you thought about teaching? I have taken some evaluations on my personality and some other types of tests, and I have been told that I can be and that I am an excellent teacher. But I don't really want to do, explain things really well. I've had college professors tell me that I explain things very well, and there have been multiple times where I've explained things in course books and asked teachers things in books, and um, sometimes it was even very hard for me to take tests at college because I understood the course material, but the questions were worded so badly or worded in such a way that they actually made no sense. And I understand English. I'm a native English speaker, and I speak English very well. And sometimes I memorized, or we were told a certain section would be important on the exam at college, and I studied it thoroughly over and over and over. And I sat there, and I know this question is asking about this section, but I don't even know what the question is asking because it's worded, so badly. So I know what you mean, and I see. I would like to get into education some way or another, but certainly not through the public education system. Certainly not. Oh no. Well, that's another topic for another day. Chad says, "Well, I think many women are." We're not, this conversation is spiraling a little bit into madness, but I yeah, we're not going to get into this too much. But most guys find most ladies attractive. Most guys aren't that picky. Do guys have preferences? Yeah, but guys generally aren't that picky in regards to looks, at least. So. Uh, Anyways, you have a channel? You're too much. Bella says it takes longer for people with integrity and character to bloom. That's why your breakthrough will come. Thank you, Bella. Thank you for the encouragement and the love. That means a lot. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot. Are you canceling? No, I'm not going to delete my channel unless YouTube really infuriates me with some kind of new censorship. I just knocked over something, but um, no, I'm not going to delete my channel. I'm going to let y'all know which platforms I'm going to, and give y'all links, and do some posts and some videos. I'm not going to disappear on you and just delete this channel, so you don't have to worry about that. Um, let's see here. We need to go to Dubai. I guess they do want men. It depends on if they like you and what you're willing to do. And I don't know if I don't know if I'm into that, but and I certainly don't have money to play that game, and I don't know if I really want to play that game anyway. Anyways, time to Musk Up says, I don't know. I don't know what's best. I don't. You'd have to tell me because I haven't explored that world of things. But it seems that all the Instagram models and all the upcoming wannabe actresses and some very attractive ladies go to Dubai to do do that kind of thing. Ben says every hobby is expensive, from fragrance to car restoration, stamp collecting to cosmetics. It makes life interesting. Yeah, but I think fragrance is particularly expensive, especially if you want to come up with, with you know, all the new releases. Keep up with the Jones. I Smell says you'd be surprised the gems you'll find on OfferUp. Uh, and OfferUp, plenty of regular folk. Okay, I haven't messed with OfferUp. I'm not familiar with it. Is that like a eBay platform? I Smell says I just bought a 6 ounce Zara Pour Homme, $20. Congratulations, I Smell. That's a great deal. We'll check it out. We as men like personality. Uh, certainly most. Most guys aren't too picky. You know, Chad, I got to run. Yes, it was fun. It was fun, Chad. And I do want to look at the fragrances. We are going to get into the fragrances here real quick, but I think we've settled down, and I think we've said, "I see you're liking the jokes." Yeah, we're having a. Hopefully, it's all good, Bella. Me and Chad are just here to make you laugh. Well, that's good. That's good. I do appreciate it. Y'all are cool. So let's see if there's any new fragrances. And thank y'all so much for hearing my thoughts and opinions. And again, I hope that I've been a good influence and a good, a good, I don't know, essence, presence in, I don't know, a good influence upon the Fragcom. I hope that at least on YouTube, Fragcom is what's the word? Ambiguous thing, something that really doesn't have to be on just on YouTube. But I hope that I've done good so far, and I hope that I can do more, just somewhere else. Latafa Perfumes has a new one called Quiet Al Shihab. I think that they're getting really popular. I've spoken pretty well about some of their fragrances, and other reviewers have too, and as well. So I think Latafa is going to, be throwing some new releases at us. Armaf has a new Derby Club House Intense. If I remember right, I think that was Green Irish Tweed, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Sorry guys, I'm getting tired. Try to figure out what the intense is about. Have to smell it. Novatus has a new one called Carte Blanche, a new fragrance coming out. Let me know if you want to hear about the notes of any of these in particular. There's some new brands coming out. At least I haven't smelled any of their fragrances. One's called Ser, S-E-R. One's called Leverne, Leverne. There's Osmo Jeans. Never reviewed or really heard anything about them. There's a new Ajmal called Amir One. Looks like more of a feminine release. There's a brand new brand coming out called Viole. It's probably Vio, or I don't know how to say it in French. But the bottles look decent. A new Bogart, Silver Scent Infinite Silver. Some people might be really excited about that one. A new Resendo Metal. A lot of people love the number 5. There's a new one called Expressions. I think it's number 7, Patchouli Oud Vanilla. That sounds like it could be good. A new Boadicea the Victorious called Tiger. Do you want to look at this one? See if there's anything interesting about it. The nose behind the fragrance is Christian Provenzano, which is a big deal. It has bergamot, grapefruit, mojito, blackcurrant, ginger, jasmine, black pepper, or just pepper, magnolia, sandalwood, ambergris, patchouli, vetiver, and musk. It might be simple, but I have to tell you, those are the kind of notes that I like. And depending on how much mojito there is in that fragrance with that minty booziness, I already want it. I want Tiger. I want that fragrance, man. I tell y'all, there's too many good ones out there, and that one has serious potential. Let me catch up with the comments, and then we'll see if y'all want to hear any more about some of these fragrances. So, it's hard to find a good lady. I'm not going to get too much into that. Talking about submissive women It's certainly not something that people want to hear about these days. So it is nice to have them, friendly. And but anyways, I smell says in order to find a high value lady, high value, yeah, it does. But there's I don't know. I think I'm a pretty decent guy. I've been a pretty decent guy for a long time. Haven't found anybody who's a match. So um, when you get um, I'm not sure what you meant by that, Bella. Are you saying that everybody has a history or something? I'm not sure. Are you saying oh, you're saying that the feminine ones get hurt? Well, that sometimes happens. Yeah, that can be a problem. I smell says everyone. we're not we're getting into I character because people can make it comes and goes. Well, that's true with the money. That money comes and goes, but certainly people want there to be some level of income, and certainly a lot of ladies want the guy to certainly earn more than they do. Some people might disagree and might not say that that's appropriate to say, but most of them even openly say that they want a guy that makes more than they do. So, anyways, let's see if there's any other fragrances to talk about. We got the Liquids Imaginaires has a new fragrance called Blanche Bite. Is that how you say it? We got another Yves Rocher fragrance called My Vanilla Garden. Some people might find that interesting. A new Creed called Windflowers. Doesn't look interesting to me. And we got a new fragrance from, I never know how to say it right. Is it Aeropostale? People laughed at me. I never know how to say it. I've never worn their clothes. I don't think I've ever walked into one of their stores. I think I said Aeropostal once and I got laughed at school. I didn't even, some people were wearing that fashion of those clothes and I didn't even know what they were. You know, I couldn't afford that stuff and probably wouldn't even want to if I could. So, let's see. I would never mistreat us. Hey guys, if y'all want to chat it up, hey, that's on you. That's certainly continue the conversation. If you want to message each other, get in contact. But that's all good. That's all cool. But thank y'all. Are there any of those fragrances y'all want to hear the notes about? I don't see any other fragrances that catch my eye that look interesting. I haven't heard of anything else in the news of fragrance. Um, Maybe if I do make content a little bit here on YouTube. Again, I still have like 30 odd videos, quite a bit of videos to release for y'all. But fragrance news, I think, is something worth talking about and keeping up. And I know that this will be something. I don't know the live videos, but at least talking about the new fragrances or upcoming fragrance news is something that I'm going to try to keep up in the future. Um, so anything else? Yeah, I'm not trying to get too much into the discussion of relationships between men and women in the modern century or in 2021. Um, yeah, I'm not. I've know that I've stepped into way too much hot water as it is, and I did make some jokes and some things, but again, Demi, I don't know what you did in Dubai, and more respect to you if that's what you wanted to do, more power to you. So nothing against anybody here. More power to you, but I'm just trying to be a little bit indirect because I don't want to be that rude, or anyways, or say anything like that. So, any other thoughts, my friends? There aren't many new fragrances. There's a lot of things out there all the time. It's just hard to figure out where they are. There's new niche all the time. If you kept up with all the new fragrances, uh, like I want to do, that I wish I could do, you couldn't. There's new releases all the time, and for all these brands, and you know, I feel like on YouTube, people review more fragrances that are a little bit more well known. Get on Instagram, and I'm sure that there's good Facebook fragrance groups as well. There's so much out there. There's people who have whole collections of things, and sometimes they have like 4 or 5 brands. I've never seen any of their fragrances, and I most certainly have not smelled any of their fragrances. And there's a whole fragrance world. You could have a tons of brands you've never smelled or heard of in France, a whole fragrances you've never heard of or brands in Italy, and I'm sure it's the same way in Dubai. There's some brands and companies there. There's so much out there in the world. It's there's so much. See, what are your thoughts on Ojan? That's probably my favorite one from the house now. I liked the exclusive version, but they reformulated it and they ruined it with Hobdon. Um, I, I don't know if they reformulated it, but I felt when I first really liked it, I felt like it was more intense, maybe even like more smoky or something. And on my skin, the bottle that I bought felt more soapy. I didn't really like that, so I actually ended up selling that bottle. And I don't know if I'll ever buy Ojan, but Ojan and Carlisle are both really good. Uh, Herod's been reformulated, but it's still pretty good. I maybe one day I'll get Ojan, or if they ever make Herod exclusive, I'd be interested in smelling the Herod exclusive. But I'm not the biggest Parfums de Marly person. Nothing against them, but I definitely would buy them on sale. I would not pay full retail. No sir, no sir. But good question, Bella. Very good question, indeed. So, my friends, I want to wrap this live up tonight. I will try to figure out a way to do lives if other platforms do not allow me to do lives regularly. Maybe I will do lives on and off on YouTube, somewhat in the future. But just the thing is, getting away from YouTube. Still have a lot of content to upload and share with you, but y'all know what's going to happen. But I'm not going to disappear on you. Keep an eye open for the links and the videos in the future, letting y'all know where I'm going, what I'm going to be doing. If you want to join me on our new exploration, our new journey to a whole, hopefully new and better world, join us or join me and in our fragrance journey together, a fragrance exploration. So let me know if you like the Centaur fragrance name. If you want to connect with me, and the easiest way to get a hold of me and message me is on Instagram. That's the best and easiest way. That'd be lovely. I'd love to see you, and maybe help me get over this strange hurdle. I certainly hope that Instagram hasn't capped me. They're like, we don't like you anymore, so we're not going to let you get over 10,000. I don't know what the problem is. I'm stuck. I'm really stuck. So, anyways, ladies and gents, it's been a pleasure. It's been wonderful. We've gotten into some deep topics and some deep issues. I didn't know we're going to get there, but I love that I found some friends here. There's always good. You're always so good over here. So wonderful. I own a Changing Constants. I was looking to buy it to layer. I own Changing Constants. I was looking to buy it to layer with. Are those the same fragrances? Did you say the same fragrance twice, or am I missing something? I'm not sure. But thank you so much, Bella. Good night, everybody. If you want to say good night, please let me know. Thanks for being a friend. And I don't know what else y'all want to see of me. Let me know if I might make a link tree and give y'all a whole bunch of options to see what I want to play with, like an outdoors channel, like building and putting together knives and wood crafting. And maybe if I can get a better computer and internet in the future, a link to Twitch. I have a personality for it. and I would love to have a fun time on Twitch, but I just don't have a good computer enough and internet. And there's a lot of good people there, and I've already made a few friends on Twitch, and I'd love to be over there. So, playing the good old video games. uh, okay, so night, everybody. Buy Ojan. Okay. Well, I'll buy. I'll put it on the buy list. I might buy Ojan. It's a good one. It's a good one. That's for sure. Carlisle's nice. They got some nice ones. Quite a few, but Hobdon, I don't know. It's different than what I thought. They messed up the late exclusive. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. Have a happy weekend. I hope that you had a good Halloween. If you haven't gotten into your spooky moods or your parties, be careful. Don't drink and drive. Certainly not. And be careful out there, my friends. But have a good time. And let's see. Buying Ojan to layer with. Oh, you're gonna layer Ojan with the changing constants. Oh yeah. I don't know too much about the changing constants fragrance, but sounds fun. Sounds fun. You'll have to let me know what that combination smells like. I gotta go tonight, everybody. Though, thank y'all for hanging out. A good time. Thank y'all for understanding and listening. And hopefully, I haven't provided too much information. Not information. Ammunition. I'm sure I've gotten some people mad about me or mad at me. Uh, certainly for some of the things that have happened tonight. But Ben says, good chat. Well, hope that you enjoyed it. And again, going somewhere from YouTube, I hope that y'all see that this is not a negative thing. This is just a new journey and a new experience. And do I feel kind of betrayed like I did by college, by YouTube? I kind of do. I keep getting betrayed. I don't know where to go, and I don't know what I can trust or what I can do. But we're gonna make it happen. Anyways, I'll see you soon, my friends. Y'all are amazing. I'm gonna see you soon, and peace out, everybody. Good night, and bye. Have a good life. Have a good night.